do to a boy?
Good morning, boys and girls, families and salmon. Welcome to the Salmon Public Library Story Hour. We are here live in the library, although there's nobody here except us right now. But we are so glad we can come to you via Facebook. So tune in and get ready for some wonderful stories and some music and a very special guest today. My name is Mrs. Schwartz, and I have a very special friend who I want to introduce to you. Let's see. Are you down there, buddy? Yeah. Oh, I'm in here. You got to get me out. Whoa. Good morning, everybody. Boy, you caught me. I just got out of the shower. Whoop. Well, I am so glad to see you. My name is Boris, and I love children. So hello to each one of you there today. Wesley and Adrian and Elise and Walker and everybody. I'm so glad to see each one. We're going to have a great time today. I want to know why you're dressed like that. Well, so I just finished hibernating and I really need to spring clean, especially me. P.U. Woo! So now I'm all nice and clean. Oh, you smell great, buddy. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's do our first book. Okay, you want to announce the title? Yep, okay. Boris, there's something wrong. What's wrong? It's upside down. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Here, I'll hold it for you, Boris. Okay, this first book is called Honey Rabbit. Okay, Boris, I'm going to sit you down while I read. You stay right there, buddy. Oh, let's put you here. Okay, sometimes Boris goes to sleep when I don't have my hand in him. This book is called Honey Rabbit. And here's the front, and there's the back. And I want you to be watching in the story for this little ant right here. Can you see him? Right there. Each turning of the page, the little ant is somewhere, and I'll try to hold it close so you can see. Here we go. What a fine day, said Father Rabbit one warm sunny morning. Spring is here. Daddy, what is spring? Asked Honey Rabbit. Why, spring is all around you, said Father Rabbit. Go and look in the meadow. You will see for yourself. Do you see the ant in the picture? He's right on Honey Rabbit's tummy. Honey Rabbit hopped over to a field of wildflowers where some mice were scurrying around. Hello, mice, said Honey Rabbit. Can you tell me what spring is? Spring is when the flowers grow, said a small brown mouse, and we can look for berries to eat. Do you see the ant on the blade of grass? Honey Rabbit stopped at the pond. What is spring? He asked a turtle. Spring is when the air is warm, said the turtle, and I can sit all day in the sun. Oh no, said a fish. Spring is when the water is warm, and I can swim all day in the sun. Do you see the ant? He's on the clover. Honey Rabbit is holding. Then Honey Rabbit saw a blue jay. "What is spring?" he asked. "Spring is when the trees grow new green leaves," said the blue jay, "and I build my nest." "Oh no," said a robin. "Spring is when the ground is soft, and I dig for worms." Do you see the ant? "Hello, squirrel," said Honey Rabbit. "Can you tell me what spring is?" "Spring is when there are new babies in the meadow," she said proudly. "Let's count her babies. 1, 2, 3. And do you see the ant? It's pretty tiny this time. On top of Honey Rabbit's ear. Honey Rabbit was still not sure what spring was, so he hopped home. "Daddy, tell me what spring is," he said. "Is it flowers growing, or warm air, or warm water, or green leaves, or soft ground, or new babies in the meadow?" "Spring is all those things," said Father Rabbit. "What a smart little rabbit you are." And he gave Honey Rabbit a great big hug in the warm spring sun. And do you see the ant? He's on Father Rabbit's glasses. The end. Honey Rabbit. I sure like that book. I sure like Honey Rabbit, and I sure like hugs. Me too, Boris. Okay. All right, next book. Oh, this is a great one you chose, buddy. This book is called Wombat Stew by Marcia K. Vaughn, illustrated by Pamela Lofts. This book is full of animals from Australia. And so you're going to see perhaps some new ones you've never seen before. Wombat Stew. One day, on the banks of a billabong, which is a pond, a very clever dingo, which is a wild dog, caught a wombat. And this is what a wombat looks like. And he decided to make wombat stew. Wombat stew. Gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy wombat stew. I don't think the wombat was very happy about that. Platypus, a duck-billed platypus, came ambling up the bank. "Good day, Dingo," he said, snapping his bill. "What is all that water for?" "I'm brewing up a gooey, chewy stew with that fat wombat," replied Dingo with a toothy grin. This bird up here is the Australian bird called a kookaburra, and it has a laugh. It sounds like this, ooh, 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 ah, 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 ah. And that's how they really sound. "If you ask me," said Platypus, "the best thing for a gooey stew is mud. Big blops of billabong mud." "Blops of mud?" Dingo laughed. "What a good idea. Righto, in they go." So Platypus scooped up big blops of mud with his tail and tipped them into the billy can. Ugh. Around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, "Wombat stew, wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy wombat stew." Waltzing out from the shade of the iron barks came Emu. She arched her graceful neck over the brew. "Oh ho, Dingo," she fluttered. "What have we here?" "Gooey, chewy wombat stew," boasted Dingo. If only it were a bit more chewy," she sighed. "But don't worry, a few feathers will set it right." "Feathers?" Dingo smiled. "That would be chewy." "All right, in they go." So into the gooey brew, Emu dropped her finest feathers. Around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, "Wombat stew, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy, wombat stew." Old Blue Tongue the lizard came sliding off his sun-soaked stone. "Silly Dingo," he hissed. "There are no flies in this stew. Can't be wombat stew without crunchy flies in it." And he stuck out his bright blue tongue. "There's a lot to be said for flies," agreed Dingo, rubbing his paws together. "Righto, in they go." So Lizard snapped 100 flies from the air with his long tongue and flipped them into the gooey, chewy stew. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Around and around the bubbling billy, Dingo danced and sang, "Wombat stew, wombat stew, crunchy munchy for my lunchy, wombat stew." Up through the red dust popped Echidna. "Wait a bit, not so fast," he bristled, shaking the red dust from his quills. "Now I've been listening to all this advice, and take it from me, for a munchy stew you need slugs and bugs and creepy crawlies." Dingo wagged his tail. "Why, I should have thought of that. Righto, in they go." So Echidna dug up all sorts of creepy crawlies and dropped them into the gooey, chewy, crunchy stew. Yuck! The very clever Dingo stirred and stirred, all the while singing, "Wombat stew, wombat stew, hot and spicy, oh so nicey, wombat stew." Let's see all the animals there watching. Just then, the sleepy-eyed koala climbed down the scribbly gum tree. "Look here," he yawned, "any bush cook knows you can't make a spicy stew without gum nuts." "Leave it to a koala to think of gum nuts." Dingo laughed and licked his whiskers. Right-to, in they go. And into the gooey, chewy, crunchy, munchy stew, koala shook lots and lots of gum nuts. "Aha!" cried Dingo. "Now my stew is missing only one thing." "What's that?" asked the animals. "That fat wombat." "Wait, stop, hang on, Dingo. You can't put that wombat into the stew yet." "Why not?" "You haven't tasted it." "Righto, I'll taste it." And that very clever dingo bent over the billy and took a great big of stew. I'm poisoned, he howled. You've all tricked me. And he dashed away deep into the bush, never again to sing. Wombat stew, gooey, brewy, yummy, chewy, wombat stew. So the other animals knew all the time that the dingo was going to be poisoned by that horrible stew. And here's the happy wombat who didn't have to get cooked after all. Wombat stew. Okay, Mrs. Schwartz, let's sing my favorite song. Okay, Boris, and tell the children what your song is. Oh yeah, it's called This Little Light of Mine. Okay, so everybody, it has motions, and you can sing along with us, okay? Here we go. Okay, Boris, here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hold up your light. Everybody, get your light up. Remember, your life is like a little light, and you gotta let it shine. Let's sing that again. Ready, Boris? Yep, here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, here's the next movement. Hide it under a basket. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a basket. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a basket. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I won't let someone it out. I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let someone it out. I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let someone it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Boris, that's such a good song. I really like that song. And right now, when everything is different, we really need to let our lights shine at home with our moms and dads and our brothers and sisters. That's something we can do to help. You're right. I totally agree. Okay. Do we have another book? Yep. Okay. Let's get it. Okay, Boris. This is one of my favorite books. It's called My Truck is Stuck by Kevin Lewis and Daniel Kirk. And it's about, I think, some little gophers who have a big load that they are carrying somewhere. My truck is stuck. This book uses rhyming words, and you will recognize a lot of them. Truck, stuck, luck. Listen for those rhyming words that have the same ending sound. Dump truck coming down the road. Dump truck hauling a great big load. Round and round the wheels they roll. Round and round. What's going to happen? Into a hole. Rotten luck, can't go. My truck is stuck. Gears grind, the engine roars, but the truck won't go, not 1 inch more. I want you to notice as we read this book, the truck is stuck in the hole and his cargo of bones is falling out, and these gophers have found them. Watch what happens to the load of bones as we read the story. Help! Please help! Does anyone know how to make my stuck truck go? Help! Please help! Beep, beep. Here comes a car full of travelers traveling far. Rotten luck, can't go. My truck is stuck. Tug and tow. 2 engines roar, but the truck won't go. Not 1 inch more. Help, please help. Does anyone know how to make my stuck truck go? Beep, beep. Here's something. Here comes a van driven by a moving man. Help! Rotten luck, can't go. My truck is stuck. Drag and draw, tug and tow. 3 engines roar, but truck won't go. And look what's happening to the bones. Help! Please help! Does anyone know how to make my stuck truck go? Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Here comes a Jeep. Up a hillside, very steep. Help! Rotten luck, can't go, my truck is stuck. Heft and haul, tug and tow, 4 engines roar. The truck still won't go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still can't get it out of the hole. Help, please help. Does anyone know how to make my stuck truck go? Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Here comes a bus full of youngsters. What a fuss. Rotten luck, can't go. My truck is stuck. Lug and lurch, tug and tow. 5 engines roar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the truck won't go. And look what's happening to the bones. Honk, honk. Honk, honk. No need to panic. Here comes a tow truck with a mechanic. Mr. Mechanic, I'm sure you know how to make my stuck truck go. Sure. To move it on its way, just hook it up and then you'll say, What luck! My truck's not stuck. So the tow truck got it out of the hole. Finally. Vroom, vroom. Now car and van and jeep and bus all move on without a fuss. And the dump truck rolls on down the road on his way to deliver. He thinks he still has a big load, but what does he have in the back of his truck? Those gophers got every single bone. They were pretty sneaky, weren't they? On his way to deliver a great big load, but he'll have a great big surprise when he gets there, and his truck is empty. Wasn't that a great book? And how do you like my bike horn? So the end of My Truck is Stuck. This is one of the wonderful books that we have right here in the library that you can check out. Your parents can call the library right now and order books, and they will bring them out to you, and you can take them home and have things to do at home while you're waiting for school to start again. Okay, so that's all for today. Story time is over for now, but you can watch this again and other story times online on the Salmon Public Library Facebook site. If you pull it up, we're really glad that you joined us today. Bye-bye.